Well, hello. Here I am. Here we are. It's Thanksgiving. Who's excited? I don't know. I'm not like that excited. I do get excited to come on here now. I've noticed that when I watch my replays back, I'm like, oh, I am so excited. Okay, so somebody commented, I got my notebook here. Somebody commented on one of my videos the other day, and her name is Jane Spitfire 9884, and she said, hey, you know what you should do is she said, this is quoted, top 20 things that shows that JWs are a cult and messes up people's lives. And so I had to go back and write that down, but I was writing down my own list after I had read her comment. I was like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's do that. Let's talk about that. And so what I had written down was 20 things that I'm so thankful that I no longer believe as an ex-Jehovah's Witness. So that's what this list is going to be. Today is Thanksgiving. I know that this video will live on, but today is Thanksgiving, and I thought, in honor of Thanksgiving, in honor of a holiday that I don't really know a ton about, but all I know is that I like cooking. I like cooking for my family. I like being with my family. I love the whole vibe. It's kind of like a Sunday, a Sunday, how Sundays are? So, I love Sundays. Who else loves Sundays? I love Sundays so much. That's my favorite day. Even if I have to work, it feels like, it's just like lower key. I just love. So I love Thanksgiving because I feel like anyway. All right, let's go to this list because now I'm rambling and I don't edit these videos. So here's 20 things that I'm so thankful that I no longer believe, that I'm so thankful for. I'm so thankful that I don't have black and white thinking. There was never any middle ground. It was just like, oh, this is good, this is bad, this is good, this is bad. And you never knew the whole middle is like where it's at. The middle is like the best part. But there was only black and white. And so for that, I think it was, that's what all these 2 pages are about, black and white thinking, that science is bad. I knew of a couple that they both have PhDs, and I really admired them. I admired them for their follow through, and I don't know, they're just really great people. And I thought, I thought about preaching to them as a witness. I thought about preaching to them, and you know what I automatically thought? They're so smart, they're not going to believe any of this. And that's when I was a witness. Something to think about. Science is bad. I think they're missing out. Okay, here we go. People pleasing. We were always so worried about what other people thought of us. We were worried about stumbling somebody, about just offending people. We always had to keep people so happy. It was such a people-pleasing culture, and especially as a woman, wow. I mean, no wonder a lot of ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, they have a problem with that. It's hard to consider your own feelings first, because when you're always worried about making people happy, I mean, it just never works. It never works because they're never happy anyways. But people pleasing, yeah. Oh, I love now that that my feelings that I have are mine. Like, I don't have to worry about his feelings, and I don't have to worry about their feelings. Like, I trust that they can take care of their own feelings. I really believe in them, that they can deal with that. So if somebody is happy with me, if they're mad at me, mostly I guess it would come with negative feelings, but if somebody's having like a negative feeling towards me, I really can't make that mean anything about me. It says so much about them. It's something that they're dealing with, and it's theirs to deal with. That's their feelings. Here's another one. Money's bad. Money is bad. Store up your treasures in heaven. What's the other one? There's so many things we were taught about money that were so messed up. Money is the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. But it's funny because in my congregation, I would have like people that had more money. You can kind of tell that they had a little bit more money, but people didn't treat them bad. I mean, as long as they're going out in service and at least one of them was a pioneer. I don't know. That's how it was in my congregation. I'm back on the Starbucks. I'm just having one. And this one is so good. It's the a pecan latte. Oh, it's so good. Okay, here we go. I better get through this list. Here we go. Okay. Oh, education is bad. Don't you dare get an education and get yourself all smart and figuring things out. They do not want you to figure out anything if you're a Jehovah's Witness. Like, please just believe everything we say. Do not question anything. Please do not get smart, because that is very dangerous to them. Smart people are a danger. I love this chapstick. It's almost gone. Do you guys know this one? Labello. I think it's Italian or something. It's so good. Okay. Okay. Oh, stumbling others, right? Because we were always so worried about, pleasing people and we're going to stumble. Don't stumble them. It's like, why do I always have to be so responsible for everybody? We were never just responsible for ourselves. It was like everybody else. Oh, judging people. Oh, but we never thought we were judgmental. We thought we loved everybody, but come on. It's such a weird thing because we were so judgmental. I mean, geez, you won't even talk to somebody. You won't even associate with them. You can't even play sports with them. It's so, we were judgmental. Oh, and which brings me to the other one, that gay people are somehow bad, that God doesn't love them, that they're going to be destroyed. Oh my gosh. I always had a problem with that. Like, what is that? Why would they? Wow. They're not people? I mean, this sounds like we're going back into civil rights times, right? And really, think about it. Like, some other people, women weren't considered, people of color. I mean, we've been fighting for these rights. So for them to be against gay people, oh. And I just had that interview with Stephanie last week, and I posted it here on this channel. But yeah, and her experience of, being gay and getting kicked out of the religion. Pretty wild. Oh, I love this one. Marriage is the answer. I was taught that marriage was the answer. And so I remember my mom saying, if you know how to make a pie, if you know how to make biscuits, if you know how to make chicken and dumplings, then she didn't say it like that, but then you can have a man, like a good man. And so let me tell you, with my first boyfriend I ever had, before I was abused by my stepdad, my boyfriend, I would make him biscuits. I made pies. I made and he lived not too far away from me, so I was like testing it out to see if I was gonna be any good. I mean, geez, marriage was like, that's like the ultimate. I mean, I didn't even think about anything after that. I never did. It's so strange. But let me tell you, marriage is not the answer. Making a pie and making biscuits, this is not the answer. And, I fought that for so long. I've been married 3 times. I've been divorced 3 times. Because for me, marriage is not the answer. And I didn't realize that until... Why didn't you guys tell me my hair was sticking up? But oh geez, sometimes I get silly and then I get off track. Okay, marriage is the answer. Oh gosh. Okay, so marriage never worked out, and then I had, I met my boyfriend, and I was really leery about moving in with him. And I didn't think I should do it unless we were married, and I was already, not a witness. And so, but he kept asking me, like, why? And I'm just like, because that's what you do. I mean, you just get married. I mean, that's like the ultimate, right? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I realized with him, because we had many conversations about it. And then it finally clicked with me. It finally clicked. And I was like, yeah, marriage is not the answer for me. It never was the answer. Every time I got married, it didn't work. Why would I think that it would work? And I know that I could, but I've really embraced just being in a committed relationship, but we don't have to be married. We don't have to live together. We don't have to share everything. I never thought I'd be this lady, but I guess I am. But it's not the answer. It was not the answer for me. It never worked for me. And not that it wouldn't or it couldn't, but I don't think it's the end all be all. I think there's something about staying in a committed relationship and not being married, and being in it because you genuinely really want to be in it. You really admire and love and honor and, yeah, the other person, adore. I love that word, adore, that you really adore that person there, and then you stay. Like, wow, that's something. That's a big deal to me. Okay, here's the other one. God is always watching. I always felt like God's watching me. I don't know, you're just afraid to do anything. Everything. Like, always feeling, it's like a whole lifetime of feeling like paranoid all the time, like somebody's watching you. Oh, and never mind, the demons are everywhere. I've heard of witnesses, tell me if this is you or not, were you raised this way? Because apparently I'm not the only one that shopped at Goodwill all the time. Okay, did anybody out there, were they taught that if you bought things from the Goodwill or secondhand store, the thrift shop, or from garage sales, that there was demons? Because I've heard that since, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if my mom did not shop at the Goodwill, garage sales, and that sort, I don't know what we would have been wearing if there was demons in the stuff. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, that demons everywhere. Oh my gosh, I was so afraid. And I thought of that last night. I was putting my stuff away in my room, and then it kind of like occurred to me. Remember when you used to be scared that like something was under the bed? Like, I used to think those, that demons were out there, but they never were. I've never had, never had a problem with that. Okay, the blood doctrine. So, wow, that's a big one. I would never let my child die because I was told not to give them a blood transfusion, because that's an interpretation of a scripture in the Bible that had to do with consumption, and they twist it around. So if my kids needed a blood transfusion to save their life, I would. My mom's life was not saved. She believed in that, and so she's no longer with us. She was only 51 when she passed away. And if she hadn't have been a Jehovah's Witness, she might still be here. Maybe. I'm 49. Yeah, so she'd be about 70. Yep. So, okay, how about, I'm like moving right along. Yeah. How about saying yes without even thinking? Every time somebody asks you to do something, if it's an elder, if it's somebody you're older than you, if it's it was like there was always this order of like, okay, well, I better listen to them because that's a man and he's an elder and she's my elder, or she, like that's kind of the way that it went. And so I feel like for that, we never really considered how we thought about things. We were just, concerned about what they thought, and then we just kind of did that. And so, yeah, saying yes without thinking about it. Ooh, girlfriend, that got me in a lot of trouble, because I never questioned people. I really believed after I left the witnesses that, I don't know, I just kind of trusted people, because it's almost like the roles reversed. I mean, I used to not trust the world, and now I was in the world and I didn't trust them. It was just, what a mess. What a mess. Yeah. Okay, what about Dinah? I always hated that. I always hated that story. If somebody can tell me and make sense of this story and why it's in the Bible, I'd love to hear that. Because I just don't like this story of like, well, she was there in this city and she went to a different city and, she got herself into trouble and then the men couldn't control themselves. Oh, that bothers me. That bothers me. That we're taught that we have to do something because they can't control themselves. Do not go out of the city, or don't go out of the congregation. Don't go, they interpret it different ways, but basically don't be a worldly person and go out there, because if you do, that could happen. And that's because she, and I remember asking my mom about that when I was young. I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Why is she in trouble? What did she do? Well, she shouldn't have gone over there. Okay, I see that, but why is it always the woman? I don't like that. I do not like that story. Oh, here's the other thing. Waiting to live your life. Jehovah's Witnesses are constantly waiting for Armageddon, any signs of it. And, if you feel like, I don't know, I see these dark, ominous clouds and I'm thinking, ooh, it does look sort of like Armageddon-like. But I don't think that anymore. But I used to. And if you were an ex-witness, I'm sure you used to too. Yeah. Or if there was a thunderstorm or hail or something, we'd be like, oh, is it Armageddon? Oh my gosh. So we're always waiting to live our life. Like, okay, one day after Armageddon, because we know once Armageddon comes, then that's going to be very soon to where we can really start living. And our body's going to be restored. So there's no need to exercise or eat good right now, because our bodies will be restored. And we can finally live in peace, and all the bad people will be gone. And it's going to be this big communist utopia. Something like that, right? Oh, so we are always waiting, waiting to live our life when, listen, please wake up. Your life is happening right now. There's no dress rehearsals to any of this. You get one chance, and it's almost the symbolism behind these videos that I do. It's one chance. This is one moment in our life. And it's so perfect. That's the other teaching that they kind of messed up. I mean, they definitely messed up. That we have to wait to reach perfection. If we're always just waiting for that. But here's the thing: we are perfect. We are human. That's how we were designed. So for that, we're perfect. I truly believe that. I don't believe that we have to be any different than we are. We're human. We're having a human experience. We have good, we got some bad, we got some a little crazy, we got all kinds of stuff, but it's usually a balance. It's a bit of both. And to think that we would live in paradise and it's just going to be this beautiful and everything's wonderful, how would we even know if we didn't have anything to compare it to? No. Life is happening right now. If you don't jump in the game, it will pass you up. Please start living. Please start living. That's my message to you. Let me just get up close to the camera, if somebody is listening and you are a witness right now, yeah, I just want to give you a really big hug right now and tell you, I get it. I understand. I know what it's like watching these videos online. And I just really believe that your life is meant to live. And you're meant to have these lessons and fall down. And I just really hope that you'll be able to experience the fullness of life. Because there's so many things. And I feel so bad for anybody trapped in, because I know what that's like, and I know that I'm out here with, I don't have any family in. I just have some people in our like family, but that shun me, but I know what that's like. I remember when my mom, I would go back and forth to being a witness because I love my mom. I wanted to be with my mom. So if you're trapped in, I get it. I really do. I know it's not easy, but man, the point is to want to fail. Let me explain that. What I'm talking about is really knowing that those really great successes that you have in life, like the really big ones, it's because you believed in yourself enough to at least try to fail. And when you failed, you learned. And it was in that failure and the learning that you changed into somebody different, right? Yeah. I just feel really deeply and passionately about that, of just like, oh my gosh, living our life right now. Like, don't miss out. Don't miss out, please. Therapy is bad. Therapy is bad. Oh my gosh. I wish they would just let people go to therapy. My God, if they did, things would be very different. Oh, here, that, our voices aren't important. Silence is kind of golden, especially with women and children. And I've learned that my voice is really powerful and it's really necessary. That's what I've learned. And the more that I didn't speak up, the more I realized that the governing body was still in control of me. I'm like, oh, hell no. I have to speak up, right? I'm like, they are not going to control me anymore. Like, our voices are powerful. But being a Jehovah's Witness, it was like, like I was quiet. I was a really quiet kid. Very quiet. So maybe that's why I'm so out there now. Oh, the holidays, what the Jehovah's Witnesses believe about the holidays. Wow. Yeah, just if you do your research outside of jw.org, I mean, decide what you want to believe. But I just believe with the holidays, it's like, we don't have to like believe all of them or believe none of them or do this full tradition or don't do that or this. We can like decide for ourselves. I just really trust you, and I trust myself that I'm gonna know what's right for me. And I think each of these holidays, if you think about it right now, even if you're still in the organization and you're thinking, you have a little tiny doubt about that holiday, like that doesn't feel quite right. Like, let's say Thanksgiving, which is today, Thanksgiving. So thinking about that, like, what's wrong with that? Where's that scripture? Where is it? Where is that scripture? I just don't buy it, and I'm happy that I don't believe that anymore. So I believe that we can all be discerning about the holidays and, celebrate them, not celebrate them. Like, at least it comes from us. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say that we're already perfect. We're human. We're supposed to be this way. I'm supposed to age. I'm so excited. Look at all my gray hairs. Aren't they cool? I think they're cool. And I think if you, wherever you're at, your natural, whatever color, like, it's so cool. When you grow them out, you never know what you're going to get. And I always wanted to get old. And I was born in 75. So I wasn't even supposed to be 1 year old and make it through. Now here I am getting gray hairs and I'm almost 50. 50 next summer. So, oh man. Yeah, I love getting old, and you know, I'm happy to be finally living my life. I'm so, oh, thank you so much for being here. If you've watched till the end, oh, bless your heart, honey. Bless your heart. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I want to tell you about something. So today's Thanksgiving, tomorrow's Black Friday, and I don't think it's necessary to participate in these holidays like they think that we're supposed to. For me, I'm celebrating Thanksgiving, but I'm not eating a turkey with my family this year. It's going to be a different kind of Thanksgiving, but it is Thanksgiving, right? And if you're having, you know, a dinner, you can have a dinner at home any night and have lots of things. But I'm just saying, try to look at the holidays a little bit differently. It doesn't have to be, you could do it because of the reasons that you have in your heart. It doesn't have to be some man-made thing. It can be special. You can also have ties back to your childhood. You know, there's holiday dishes that I make that my mom made for me when she was a witness. So, yeah. Okay, so Black Friday, I have a surprise, and it's free. Yeah, and I'll talk about it tomorrow. I'll talk about it tomorrow about Black Friday. But yeah, I wanted to make, you know, my mom always taught me about making handmade gifts, and I love things that are sort of unexpected. And yeah. Okay, you'll see what it is. Okay, but thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. The sun has gone down, and I'm still drinking my coffee, but this is half decaf, so don't worry, I'll be fine. Sometimes at night, I like to write. So, yes. All right. Goodbye, everyone.